On my journey to honor my mom, by visiting the places she wanted to see, one of the most meaningful stops was Colonial Williamsburg in Virginia. Walking these streets feels like stepping back in time. Colonial Williamsburg is the world's largest living history museum, where the 18th century comes to life. The cobblestone streets, horse-drawn carriages, and people dressed in period clothing make it feel as though you've entered the days when America was still finding its identity. The original capital of Virginia from 1699 to 1780, Williamsburg was a center of debate, revolution, and change. Here, patriots like Thomas Jefferson, Patrick Henry, and George Washington once walked these same streets, discussing freedom, independence, and what it meant to build a new nation. Here is the governor's palace with its grand gardens and stately halls, the Capitol building, where the House of Burgesses once met, and the Bruton Parish Church, where services have been held for more than 300 years. But beyond the history, there's something peaceful about this place. The sound of the carriage wheels, the smell of wood smoke, and the simplicity of life before modern times. For me, this stop wasn't just about seeing a historic town. It was about experiencing what my mom loved most, the feeling of walking through history. She loved places that told stories, and Williamsburg tells America's story in every detail. Being here reminded me that history isn't just in books. It's alive in the places we preserve, and in the memories of those who inspired us to go see them.
cloth can smolder. The first tool is called a worm. It's a big corkscrew and it's set down to grab out any little burning bits of debris. You do not want to load a live charge onto a live spark. Once that debris has been removed, they can take the sponge, which is wool wrapped around the end of a stick and dunked in a bucket of water to extinguish any remaining sparks and clean out the cannon barrel. This is really important. Again, you do not want to load a live charge onto a live ember. Once the gun has been cleared, they can grab the charge. This could sometimes be a separate charge of gunpowder and shot, or they could be combined into one cartridge. But regardless, it's going through the front or muzzle of the gun. The charge would be brought up from the rear, it would be placed in the muzzle, and would be seated with the ramrod or the other side of the sponge. Now the problem is that cannon cartridge is still sealed closed, and it needs to be open for the ignition to happen. So the bombardier who sits in the back of the gun is going to go ahead and pick it open. Open the charge and allow a primer to be introduced. There's a small vent hole in the back of the gun where this is done. This can be done like we're doing today with just loose black powder connecting the inside to the outside of the gun, or it could be done with a pre-made priming tube made of anything from tin to a goose quill to paper. Once the gun's been primed, it can be ignited. So I'm going to recommend you cover your ears.